What's going on, everybody? It's Danny G back with this week's National Sports Recap, and let's get this bread. Kicking things off with the NFL, our local Washington Redskins capitalized the win over the Panthers with a final score of 29-21. Ravens win a close game against the 49ers with Justin Tucker kicking the game-winning field goal. Patriots actually lose another game to the Texans, and the Bengals win their first game against the Jets. They are now 1-11. Upcoming games to watch out for, well, there isn't any. No rivalries, nothing. On to college football this weekend, we have conference championship games coming up. For the Pac-12, we have Oregon versus Utah. For Big 12, we have Baylor versus Oklahoma. For SEC, Georgia versus LSU. For ACC, Virginia versus Clemson. And for the Big 10, we have #1 Ohio State facing off Wisconsin. Be sure to look out for those games. On to the NBA. Lakers versus Jazz. The Lakers come out on top, but LeBron gets away with a travel across the world. The refs must be fine. Rockets versus Spurs. Double overtime game with questionable bucket by Harden that should have counted, but did not. Spurs did come out on top, but the NBA spoke out and may give the Rockets the win. Our Wizards lost, so it's all the cool stuff for NBA. On to the next thing. On to women's college volleyball. The NCAA tournament bracket has been finalized with the top 4 teams being Baylor, Texas, Stanford, and Wisconsin. And that's it for this week's National Sports Recap. I'm Danny G, and you're not. Stay gorgeous.
So the great Carroll Shelby is going to build a car to beat Ferrari with a Ford. Correct.
The 1960s was a grand time for motorsport. Many rivalries were formed during this era. With the release of the new movie, Ford vs. Ferrari, there are some misconceptions about the rivalry and how it started. I intend to clear all that up. Mainly, that Ford was never the good guy that history's always painted them as. The basis for the movie is the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari at Le Mans in the 1960s. During that time, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler had a gentleman's agreement that they wouldn't go racing with a manufacturer-supported team. Ford wanted to purchase Ferrari for the racing program because technically they wouldn't be racing under the Ford name. Enzo Ferrari was willing to sell his company if Enzo kept the racing division. Ford tried to compromise by waving $15 million in Ferrari's face and telling him that he couldn't spend more than $700,000 in the racing division without Ford's permission. Enzo walked out of the deal, and Henry Ford II, I'll be referring to him as Hank Deuce from here on because Henry Ford II is a mouthful, Hank Deuce was livid. He couldn't believe that Ferrari just walked away from $15 million. That's when Hank Deuce gave the order, "Build me a car that can beat Ferrari at Le Mans." Ford brought in people like Carroll Shelby, a well-known racing driver and engineer.
My name's Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Along with Ken Miles, one of the best drivers in the United States at the time. Work had begun on the GT40, named that because it was 40 inches tall. The car had some hardships at first, such as the car generating lift at high speeds in the rear, causing a lot of instability. 2 months from the 1963 running of Le Mans, the car wasn't ready, but they would push to get a car in the race. All of the cars that ran that year did not finish. The next year, same result. 1965, one Ford finished, but Ferrari had still won the race. However, 1966 was the golden year for Ford. Ferrari just had its best driver, John Surtees, quit due to internal politics and favoritism. And 2 of the 3 Ferraris failed to finish the race, leading to a Ford podium lockout. The cars were 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. At what cost, though? Many people at Ford were overworked, a test driver, Walt Hansgen, died in testing, and Ford surpassed the $15 million mark that they offered Ferrari. Ford had achieved what they wanted, but was it worth it? After everything they went through. It was all for some petty revenge to stick into Ferrari's face. I don't think they deserve all the praise they get for this endeavor.
Ain't nothing like a nice bowl of cornflakes in the morning to smooth you out. Milky, cereal, baby. Milky, cereal, milky, cereal, baby. Milky, cereal.
Hello, Patuxent Panthers. I'm Caden Teschner. I'm accompanied today by my fellow connoisseur, Noah Gill, and Brady Powell. Today, we will be eating cereal and reviewing it. Let's get started.
Today we'll be rating the cereals out of 5 stars on 3 categories: their taste, the quality of the box, and their health. Let's dig in.
Milky cereal, baby. Milky cereal.
The first cereal we'll be eating today is Cinnamon Toast Churros. The box, pretty cool. Finger puppets, little soccer maze. What do you boys think?
I mean, it's got BJ Frenchie, the French toast guy, right there. Look at that.
And CJ Charlie.
CJ
AJ
Charlie.
Slurp.
AJ Slurp. Those are some sick names.
All right.
I'm giving it a 4.7.
What about you, Brady?
5 stars.
5?
Definitely 5.
All right. Shall we get into the tasting?
Let's dig in. This. 4.9.
Let me get a little more. 4.5. 4.5 stars out of 5. It's delicious.
It's pretty good.
Rating.
4.
Next cereal we will be eating is
Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks. Jack Apples.
the box. It's pretty cool. It has
frozen.
It has Frozen 2 tattoos. I think that's
I like
pretty
the
dope.
tattoos, though.
I'm gonna give the box a 4 star.
Agreed. 4. Yes.
The tattoos are nice, but Olaf is a little sucky, so I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, Olaf looks funny. Let's get in to the tasting. You guys like it? I love it. I say 5 stars. 5 stars. Apple Jacks.
Oh yeah.
See, I taste the apple, but I don't taste the jack. I'm gonna give it a 4.
What about you, Brady?
Don't smack me, brother.
So what rating?
Don't smack me out of 5.
Alright.
Milky cereal, baby. Milky cereal, milky cereal.
The winner for this week is...
Drum roll.
Churros!
Yeah! Yeah, you suck. Apple Jacks.
Milky cereal, baby. Milky cereal, milky.
Yeah, shake, what shit, I'm getting really rich. See how I got it.
STEM, S-T-E-M, Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, or in other terms, the stuff that makes things go beep and your brain go ba-doop, is what the National Organization of Girls Who Code focuses on. We have our own Girls Who Code chapter in school. Their goal, of course, is to teach ladies and young women STEM and code, because the job market needs to be filled with coders and problem solvers, because STEM is the future and STEM is now. Let's go interview them real fast, because why not? Let's get them to learn about them.
How are you doing, Miss Brown?
I'm great, Kai. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So, what would you like to do with our Girls Who Code chapter in our school?
So we meet once a week and we work on different projects. Obviously, we're doing coding projects, but we also play with different games, more physical coding and coding apps. We just finished up the Congressional App Challenge, and we participated in the Girls' Night Out, which we team up with the other 3 Girls Who Code chapters, and we have a night at Calvert High School where we invite all elementary school girls to come and practice and play with all these fun things and try to get them interested in coding.
What are you most proud of about our Girls Who Code chapter?
I think just that there are girls who want to code outside of their class, you know, that they want to be a part of learning how to code, because that's really what we do, is we learn new things. We don't have anybody who's an expert, and it's about finding what you're passionate about and pairing it up with coding, and that we're going to reach out to the elementary schools. They're starting a Girls Who Code Club at PAC, and we hope to go over there and work with the elementary school students.
What would you say to inspiring coders out there watching this on the World Wide Web?
Join Girls Who Code. Give it a try. Don't be intimidated. Coding can be very intimidating because you feel like it's something you've never seen before and you don't know how to do it. But we break it down piece by piece, and we let you work on things that you're interested in. And I'm not going to try to turn you into a computer scientist. I'm going to try to teach you how to use computer science in the things that you're passionate about. And don't be afraid of it. Come hang out with us. Wednesdays, lunch, right here.
Why'd you join Girls Who Code?
I was made to take Intro to Computer Science for a credit, and I hated it and didn't want to take it. And then I actually found out I kind of liked coding, and so I came here.
What or who inspired you to join Girls Who Code?
I joined Girls Who Code because girls are very underrepresented in the STEM field, so I figured I'd, represent.
Why'd you join Girls Who Code?
Because I want to go in the Air Force and I want to do cybersecurity.
What are some difficulties of coding?
Well, sometimes there's an error in your code, so your program isn't implemented correctly, and it can take a really long time to figure out where you went wrong.
The ladies at Girls Who Code follow in the footsteps of giants in the field, such as Amanda Rousseau, aka the malware unicorn. She's a white hat hacker, which is a pretty cool job. I'd like to do it, maybe. Probably not. But they also follow in other footsteps of people equally as sick, such as Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, the three women focused on inside the award-winning movie Hidden Figures. We've all seen it. I don't think anyone in the school hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen it, well, you're weird. But for anyone who's interested in joining Girls Who Code or watching Hidden Figures, go talk to Miss Brown. Chop it up.